I'm Nav, and I thought I'd try for a different build. I've seen a lot of Star Wars stuff being built, but I've always wanted to try to build a Star Destroyer. So I think we should do a New Order one, which this thing's going to be massive. I'm going to try to get it to at least hover, if not actually fly, but some tells me it's going to take a lot of work. So I'm not going to keep y'all here for the whole thing. I'm going to bring you back here and there for different parts, but let's try to work out size real quick. And all I'm doing here is running it out as far as it'll go. Gives me a good basis. I know I only have 2 extra blocks in the center, so what I can actually do is 1, 2, and that should center it up. Still don't know that that's long enough. Let's go a little longer. Let's go another one out. Oh, this thing's going to be massive. I may never get it off the grid. I wanted to build this in wood mostly. The decorative stuff I'll do in other stuff, but just to help lighten it up, the frame itself is going to have to be in wood. Okay. I'm thinking that's a good start. And then we're going to kind of have to... It's kind of tiered if you look at them, the new ones. You got a triangle and you have a little smaller triangle on top of that and then a smaller up to the very top. We're going to do the best we can to make it kind of look like one, but don't expect it to be perfect. I'm sorry. You can only do so much with what you got. See, that's not going to work either. We're going to have to probably go in 2 to get the angle that we want. We'll give that a shot and see. Considering the sides are a little more squared than actually kind of sloped in, I can probably do that and then use one of these. And I just made a flat world to do this in. See, if I'm really going to do that, I almost need to do it every single one. I don't know, let me play with this just a little bit and I'll work out the design. And I'll bring y'all back whenever I get it kind of laid out. So I've kind of got my triangle here laid out. I think the basic design I'm going to go with still looks a little uneven, but it actually isn't. So I went up in twos, 2 out, 1 up, 2 out, 1 up. So it's actually layered, so I think what I'm going to try to do is give a slope with a second layer here. Kind of like that. Yeah, I got to figure out how far in I want to come. Because towards the center, there should be another triangle. So if I come out here, we'll say somewhere right in here. I'm just kind of eyeing this. So if we do that, that gives enough. And then I can give a little bit of decoration, just some stuff to fill. This one actually probably needs to come up a total of 2 or 3. I think we may come up just 1 more. Do like that, and then we'll pull these bottom 2. That way there's some overhang that's not. And then we can kind of come up underneath it. I'll build something in there. It's not real full, but I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. As you can tell, I'll use some slants here to give it a little bit of slope. I wish they had some corner pieces, but they don't. So the one I'm looking at is the New Order one. It looks like this, and then it looks like it gets another one, another triangle. It goes up a little ways, and then kind of has a step up to another triangle. So we'll play around with it a little bit and see what I can get. I'll bring y'all back whenever I get a little farther along. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is kind of what I've come up with. It's a little bit of a, it's kind of close. It's a little bit of a modification on the pictures I found, obviously. Um, it's off the jack now, that's why there's pillars underneath to kind of hold it up. So I think it turned out pretty decent. Take you around here and I'll show you. So I haven't put a lot of thrust on it. What I've kind of discovered is the fact that you can't, let me get rid of this, I'm sorry. There we go. What I've discovered is you can't put a lot of rockets on one device. In fact, I reached the cap. Fortunately, to sustain flight, you only need so many. Then you just need a few more to get it elevated. So with the adjustments I went through and obviously adjusted the thrust on all my rockets I did have to allow it to give enough. And This is where they're all hidden inside here. So, not a very easy way to get to the chair, but there we go. So I kind of did the tiered triangles. That's kind of what it looked like on some of the pictures I saw. Obviously you can't do a whole lot, but you know, it still looks pretty cool, I think. So we got some basics here. We got a total of 5 controls. One is your stable flight. So turning it on really does nothing while you're on the ground. It's a hover. So 2 fires up just a few extra rockets and will get me up in the air. As you can see now I'm starting to level off. We're just kind of hovering there. There may be a slight drop. It's a little hard to tell sometimes. 3 is forward motion, which only have about, I think, 6 rockets in back. And there is a slight drop as you saw there. I'm missing a rocket or something somewhere that's, I think I'd get a little better, hover going there. But a simple 1-2 will get me up in the air. If I have to, I can just tap 2 again to maintain flight. Then you have your turn, which 4 is left. So you can tell it's a little slow. What I'm going to try to do is roll down here so you can kind of see. So you see those 2 jets right there. There's another one up towards the front that should be firing, which you can see there, and 2 more towards the back on the other side. The idea is it pushes the back one way and the front the other, so causing it to rotate, which it's doing. It's just kind of slow. I tried to add more, but it wouldn't do a real good job at it. I haven't played with balancing yet. As you can see, I'm getting just a little bit of a list there from that. I think I kind of want to play with some of the pistons and spring, or was it it's the springs and the I can't even think of the bearings. They say it's kind of a glitch. It's not. They don't know if they're going to leave it in or not. Either way, you can use the pistons mixed with bearings to create tilt and move it. I'm kind of curious if you could do this to the center of this and create an up or down, left or right movement based on that, which then you can also control it from your seat, because obviously I don't have any control from my seat whatsoever. It's all controlled by switches. So obviously if we cut one, we'll drop back to the ground. So let me take it up a little bit and I'll show you all what it looks like. So there we're just running number 1. It seems to do pretty decent. You can tell it has just a slight drop to it. I think if I can put another engine or 2 on it, that may remedy it. Because I've added a few more engines, so it's added some weight since I had it balanced. Yeah, it is dropping just a hair. What I may do is transfer a few over from number 2 over to number 1 and then balance it that way. Let me play around with it for just a second. Okay guys, welcome back. So what I did is I just pulled 2 of the engines, one from each side from my number 2 switch, which is my lift switch, over here, and moved it over to my number 1, which you can see all the links there down there. I kind of hid them inside just because I thought it kind of looked better, obviously, instead of having them all over the outside of the ship. And it actually does work pretty well. Other than that, the ship pretty much is made out of wood except for all these little slopes just to give it a little bit of better shape. And then the 2 big barrels. I don't remember if the new ships have that or not, but it kind of reminds me of the old Star Destroyers. May actually still be gaining a slight height. And a little bit of a list. Let's see if we can get myself down to the ground. I guess we weren't too bad. There is a slight climb still. Now what I could do is go down and adjust the thrust until we don't climb anymore. It's very gradual, and I may have to play with that a little bit, but overall I think it turned out pretty well. Like I said, I'd still like to play some with the adjustments on the springs and all to get a balance to see if it works. I may do some of that. I've understood it can kind of lag your computer, and this thing's already kind of huge, so it's already crashed me twice. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more like this, and